making good decisions is part of effective conflict resolution. Today, I'm just going to break down a super useful framework called the PLUS model that can help you decide how to handle a conflict and whether it's even worth dealing with in the first place. So it's a quick, practical tool that really helps you to make better choices. I've just finished another in-house workshop where we had quite a long discussion on how this tool can help a lot of different teams in conflict. So let's talk about how it works, okay? So the PLUS framework gives leaders a bit of an idea of the things you want to think through before deciding how to address a conflict, right? So the first thing you want to look at is policies. What sort of policies do you have in place in the organization, both written and unwritten? What sort of patterns might your team expect in relation to a particular issue, okay? So do you need to step in? Are you required to? Should you let this play it out on its own? So that's the first thing you want to look at. Now, the second thing is legal. So sometimes your organization might not have specific policies in place, but that's not to say there aren't legal obligations in relation to that conflict. And it could be issues to do with harassment, it could be issues to do with human rights, it could be issues to do with workplace health and safety and well-being. But it's worth turning your mind to whether there's been an issue with legal compliance, and you don't want to make things worse by not identifying this early on. The third step, and this is why this is an ethical decision-making framework, is it's helpful to step back and look at the big picture and think about what sort of ethical principles are in play here. Fairness, honesty, integrity, respect, and how we might refer to it in Queensland is does it pass the pub test, right? What might this look like, and what sort of decision making might be expected? Finally, the S stands for stakeholders, and remember yourself as a stakeholder as well, which is when you are looking at managing a dispute between individuals or with a customer or with a third party, it's helpful before you decide what approach to take into account the impact of the different stakeholders and actually measure that and consider that before you launch into a particular course of action. So once you've put all your options through these 4 filters, you'll be in a position where you can make a better call on what to do next. So in conflict management, I talk a lot about skills and facilitation and asking questions, but you also have to be very good at making decisions. And this is one framework that can help you with that.